Hey, Don here. In this video I'm going to go through the lick you just heard, but also show you a way to find the actual problem areas in whatever lick or exercise or piece of music you're working on. Alright, so this lick is based on the E minor scale, and it's a bit of a mix of string skipping, large stretches, and a bunch of different things. So I'm just going to go through it in sections and the way that I see the whole thing. So the first part is basically just 6 notes, and it's a bit stretchy though. It might be a bit weird for you because you have to use 3 and 4 in the middle of a big stretch like this. So start here on 10, 14, 15. I'm gonna use this pattern, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So it's basically this old Yngwie type pattern, but applied to these notes. Right, so, and that's the first section, because the next part is basically going to be going up and down this string skipped pentatonic slash minor 7th arpeggio. And I say that because, except for this note, these notes are all in the E minor 7 arpeggio. So, and we start on 12. We got 12, 10, 7 on the high E string. And we have 12, 9, 7 on the G string. And then on the A string, we have 12, 10, 7 again. So the same fingering on the E string and the A string. And the way to pick this, basically however you want, because you have quite a lot of time to move between the strings. So I think in the fast version, I probably did a lot of upstrokes, because I find upstrokes are easier for me to blend with the legato notes. You could also do it with hybrid picking, and but again, you have so much time here, so you can do it however you feel works the best for you. But anyway, so we come from this point, slide down to 7, so, and from here we go up again, and then just down to this E note, and then back up again. So, and you do this thing again at the top, and then we slide down again to the 5th fret. So all together here, we're gonna go . So from the beginning. And if any of this is confusing, you can just check out the tabs completely for free. Just go to the link in the description and you'll find the tabs. Anyway, so we ended up here on the 5th fret with the index finger. And from here, we're gonna go like this. And this is kind of a thing that I picked up from Yngwie. Part of the same concept at least. So you keep the same fingering, and add the natural 7 here, and then the flat 7. So you kind of get a mix between the harmonic minor scale and the natural minor scale. But all this is in this context, it's going to be a passing note. So you're not really going to hear that's like anything like that. It's just going to be a bit of a smoother passage here. So. And then so it's very easy to remember because it's the same fingering, just 1, 3, 4 on all 3 strings. And then again, we slide down to the 4th fret here. So from beginning, from this point. And I don't really pick much here. You can pick when you start each string if you want, but I tend to do all hammer-ons for the whole thing here. So the last part then, once we reach the 4th fret, we're gonna go up again, do this kind of a rolling thing that Derek Taylor would call it. So then we go down with the same fingering, 1, 2, 4, so the frets 4, 5, 7. That, and then we'll keep going just using the normal natural E minor scale, E natural minor. Probably the most the most annoying way to say that, but it's an E natural minor scale, nothing else. So right, and from this point I slide and then I pull off for the E string. So yeah, so from the very beginning, section 1, section 2, the string skip thing. And then we have this descending E minor / harmonic minor passing tone thing. And that's pretty much it. So when practicing this, I would practice it in sections as well. Doesn't have to be necessarily the sections that I've used here. You can divide it up however you want to do it. But it's always good to find the problem areas with anything you're practicing, so you're not spending time working on things that you actually can do, right? And this is where I think a metronome can be a good thing. I'm not really on board with the whole thing pushing the speed with the metronome, because I don't really think you can do that. But I do think a metronome can be good here in the sense of sussing out what sections doesn't work for you. And what I mean by that is that if you start playing this, you learn it first, obviously, the whole thing. Then you simply put on a metronome at a slow tempo, maybe 60 BPMs or something. Play it through maybe once or twice, 3 times, whatever you feel is a good number to be able to do it correctly. And then you just keep raising the tempo. And then you'll find where it starts to break down. And where it breaks down, those are generally the passages you want to work on, more so than the other ones. So I find that's a really good use of the metronome, because it can really help you find the actual trouble areas. Because if you have a lick with 100 notes, chances are that 80 of those notes will be okay for you, but maybe 20 of those notes might not be that okay. And it's your job, if you want to progress quickly, to find those notes and work on those instead of working equally on everything, because then everything will take much longer. So basically, find the problem area, however you do it, just find whatever you have trouble with, and then make that into an exercise itself, and move it around the fretboard and do all the other stuff that I talked about in my different videos here. And that way you will improve much faster, because you're actually spending most of your practice time on the things that doesn't work for you. Because if you do practice stuff that works well for you, it will feel good and it will sound good and you will be really happy with yourself. But you're kind of fooling yourself in the long run, because you will be sort of closing your eyes to the actual problem areas. And if you work on the problem areas, the good areas will also get better, because you never know what's the actual hang up in your problem areas. So if you fix that, you might also fix something that you didn't even know that you had trouble with right now, but you just find that everything all of a sudden feels much easier. So yes, I know it's harder to do this, but I really suggest that you do that, because that's the way to keep improving pretty much infinitely, right? Because you can always find some issue somewhere. At least I can. So give that a try, and if you don't understand what I'm talking about, just post a question below and I'll try to help you out. But anyway, hope you like this one, and see you in the next video.